Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the home studio, really for a special evening when we talk about Texas metal. It brings me great pleasure to welcome back not only my brothers, but the titans of West Texas metal, the guys who started it all for us here at the program back since 1998. Really the legends of Texas metal. The Pissing Razors are here. Have Joe, Gio, and the man, Eddy Garcia. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
How we doing out there?
Oh, God. God. Oh, my God.
Amazing. Let's do this.
What a crazy night we're already having. And, you know, when I announced that you guys were returning to the show after 3 years, I knew that we were going to have a good time, especially since we were here. This is the first time we've done an interview here in the studio.
Here in the room.
Yeah, first time. Lots to talk about because, as I just said, it's been 3 years since I've chatted with you. I remember we drank moonshine in 2018, Eddy and I.
Oh, yes.
We dabbled a little
Just
bit.
a bit.
We were talking about what happened to that moonshine earlier. Good times. And while I'm feeling pretty tasty, I'm not as tasty as that night, which is good because my people want a good interview tonight. And I want to really talk about your new record, and we're going to get into that here in a little bit. Let's first start off talking about, you know, it's been a little while now. The band officially reunited in 2015, and we talked about why the band got back together at that time and how it felt right, and really the strong brotherhood of the original lineup of Pissing Razors. How did you guys feel? You guys did a short run, I remember, with Skin Lab. How did you guys feel about the reception of the return of the Pissing Razors?
I believe that it was received fairly well. I mean, I think it wasn't expected.
Yeah.
I mean, but we had those aspirations, as far as like feeling like things were unfinished. As far as myself, Eddy, and Matt, we're like, I think maybe we should, do something and kind of pick up where we left off, per se. And so we had those talks, and we always kind of saw each other here and there, and we always said yes. I mean, but it was about time. Time was not of essence, but it was just more like time of like, when it's right, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? And it was always a question that was when, but it wasn't kind of like, well, a pressed issue, but it was just kind of like, it was right. It was the right time to do it. And when we agreed, hey, why not? Let's make it happen. So this was in early, 2014, towards the end of 2014, and then we agreed in December. We're like, oh yeah, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? And again, for me personally, it was more so the business that for me was unfinished. I wanted more of the band. I wanted to feel that energy again. I wanted to be a part of what we left behind, especially with the legacy that me and Matt had created. I've been friends with Matt forever, but it was one of those things that you want to continue that music, and I want to do that. You know what I mean? And then, of course, with Ed, we had done that, and we're like, man, let's do it again. Signed, sealed, delivered. We agreed. We did it. We tried to include Rick in the project. He wasn't available for his own personal reasons, and we said, okay, cool. Wait, everybody's got him.
Yep.
Got to move on.
Yep.
Lo and behold, we did, some small additions and stuff. It was brief. I will say right now at this point, we'll give props to Turi Saldana. He was a great brother, and he still is a great brother of ours, and he was one of the guys that came in there and did his part to try to be in the band. And then we asked Gio to do it. He was the other portion. At the end of the day, Gio's here. But we still praise that too, because Turi is
sure.
He's a friend of ours. We love
Passion
him.
goes a long way.
Yeah, we love him to death, and he's
way.
got that passion. And you know what? Who knows what would happen? But come to that solidification, it was me and Matt and Ed agreed that it was going to be Gio.
Got to have the vibe too.
So we did
musically.
So it was more, again, without ranting and raving. It was about wanting to do that unfinished business.
And that's kind of cool because, you know, with a band like the Pissing Razors, who really, you know, when I think back about my time when I was introduced to the band, and I remember the guy from Noise Records had sent me the demo, and I still have them, you know, the pre-release demo of the debut right there in my collection. And I remember listening to it, and it's like, oh man, these guys are from Texas, El Paso. What the fuck? There was no bands at that time on my radar from West Texas, you know, whether it be from, you know, Lubbock or Odessa or El Paso. And I remember like, oh man, these guys are killer. And all I wanted to do was just work with you guys. I knew I needed to get you on the show. And it was a beautiful thing to see, like, you know, these guys are Mexican dudes. They're cool. They're my Latino brothers, and they're brutal. And yeah, exactly. Bobby
Come to
Blitz,
find
they're
out,
not
yeah.
half Irish.
Come to find out, yeah.
According to Bobby Blitz.
Exactly. But it was a beautiful thing to see. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see, and you guys had successful records, and I agree with you, Joe. I mean, I kind of always felt that, you know, things change, and you know, Eddy had continued the Razors despite the loss of you and Matt. But really, when the reunion of the original lineup came to be, I think it was a special thing. It was a very, very special thing, and like I said, we talked about that last time. It took a little while between the reunion and now we have the brand new release that we're going to talk about tonight. We were joking earlier because in our 2018 interview, we were like, yeah, the record's going to be out later this year. And it came out fucking
we're like, "It's coming
3
out
years
tomorrow."
later. Share a little bit about, and that's true. You know, obviously the pandemic had something to do with it, but share a little bit about why did it take so long? Why did it take so long to get this record out?
It's Joe's fault.
There we go. Next question.
No. Next question. No, I mean, you know, obviously COVID, and then, you know, we're not the youngsters we were.
Sure.
And, you know, with the freedoms that we had at one time. So everybody's got responsibilities and careers and businesses.
Kids
And
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So it's like, you know, to get together, you know, once a week and you know, start writing stuff, and then you get back together the next week. It's like, what we work on? What we do? It's like, you know.
You
So,
forgot
and-
to press record, Joe.
But you know, yeah, kind of, sort of, in a sense. But you know, it's pretty. It makes it tougher, in that sense, to put something out faster. So it took a while in that sense, and also, you know, back in the day, I mean, we're under pressure to, or you got to have it done by so and so date.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
With us, it's like, well, there's no pressure. It's like, we'll do it when we do it, get it done when we get it done, and in the end, it's like, let's just do it the way we want to do it, and write the best shit we can do, and take our time with it, you know.
Yep.
And that was it. I mean, so that was basically in a nutshell. It's like, hey, we can get together this week. All right, let's write. Boom. We can't get together the following week. Well, we can't. So, but then, you know, we got to backpedal, and you know, it was just it was that type of thing. Not a thing where we didn't want to get it done. It was just, we, you know,
Sure.
got to get it done right, first and foremost.
Right. Now, like, not rushing. You know, we don't have to rush.
No.
For what now? I mean, we don't, like you said, you know, no pressure from the label, and, you know, hey, the fans know we're back, and let's just, if we're going to do something right, let's do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that takes time. And I understand totally, Eddy. I mean, I've seen, you know, I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and I see your kids, man. You have young kids, and that's great, man, that you work hard at being a great father. And, you know, Joe has his family. And Gio, I've seen your big kids, man. You have big, beautiful kids. You have a big, beautiful daughter, right? I've seen pictures of your kids.
I mean, everybody in the group, I mean, it's like,
Sure.
you know, we're all, everybody's, you know, family guys, you know.
We've
I mean,
done
you know,
it and raised them, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff, and it's just kind of like something that, you know.
And we've talked about all the crazy shenanigans from the
Yeah,
early
it's-
days
we're
off
all-
camera.
I guess
We'll leave 'em off camera.
I guess we're all, I guess we've all grown up and raised our own
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
But not necessarily speaking. I mean, we all have them, you know. But you know, we've done our best. Some of us had to do it while we were, you know, they were much more
Sure,
smaller,
sure.
and some unborn,
Sure.
you know, and those are the sacrifices. So we've made it happen.
We talked about, we alluded to the pandemic right now, and I'm so glad that, you know, maybe it was a blessing that the delay of the record happened, because we never saw the pandemic coming, and it would have been a horrible thing to kind of release a record right before the pandemic hit, and thankfully that didn't happen. So what did you guys do during the pandemic?
Well, that actually gave us a chance to spend time together. 'Cause
Yeah.
businesses were closed. I had a business. Lynch has his businesses.
Yeah.
You know, everything was kind of shut down, so we actually had a little bit more time to sit there and actually start writing stuff and actually finishing stuff, because we would go halfway, and like Ed said, we had to backpedal, relearn it, come back again. And once the pandemic happened, we can actually sit there. Okay, we can actually get together twice this week, 3 times this week. And, you know, that's how everything started coming together, and slowly, surely built up to the record we have today. You know, and it actually did us a huge favor, you know, to get this record finished.
Yeah. Did anybody get sick in the band? Anybody get COVID?
I had it. I'm serious. Like, I would go get tested.
Exactly. All of y'all were sick.
We're like, well, you barely tell
What? I had COVID. I didn't know.
I told all you fools.
Let me cleanse myself.
Hell, let me cough on you. No, I got off a tour, the last tour right before everything shut down,
Right.
and
Was that the?
Overkill.
Okay.
Exodus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Overkill.
Ex-Hoarder.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was bunch-
That wasn't when I saw you in the Brothers of Blood tour.
Oh, no.
No.
Brothers in Blood tour. That was after that.
Yeah, but anyways, everybody was sick on the bus, and but everybody just thought it was like cold or whatever. And it's like,
Right.
I never got sick. I came home, and then that's when everything got shut down, and then so of course I go get tested. I got elderly folks and my kids, and I go get tested again and again, and like the 4th time I think I went and got a rapid test because I was going to see my kids.
Yeah.
And so it's like 15 minutes, no problem. Yeah, all right, cool. So I'm there fucking an hour. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It's like,
El Paso.
I go, it's supposed to be 15 minutes. What's going on? Well, the doctor needs to talk to you. He's like, oh shit, I got the fucking COVID.
They got to give you the.
Yeah, no, so the fucking the
You're like,
rubber
take
glove.
your pants off, sir.
Drop drawer here.
The slap.
Go ahead and drop drawer. Well, face that way and you're good.
Basically. Anyway.
Oh,
So
God.
no, they go in and they talk to me. He's like, well, Mr. Garcia, you have the antibodies. You had COVID. And I go, what? I never got sick. It's like, I never got sick. And I was just like, well, all right.
There you go.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, there's so many bands who took advantage of that time, and what else can you do except be artistic during a downtime, especially if you're not working. So, yeah, that's cool, man. I'm glad that you guys got a lot of things done, and I'm really glad that it didn't fuck up with your schedule for the new record. One of the things I want to talk about too, as we start talking about the band's brand new record, and for all you people out there who have not yet grabbed it, it's called Eulogy Death March. Be sure to look for it on all your music outlets. Go ahead and take a look at the cover work right now, and be sure to look for it after you watch this interview. Obviously, since the late 90s when you guys started and up until now, the market is, and the way that bands market their bands has, strategically changed. There's bands who kind of are releasing singles now or releasing EPs now. Was it always the plan to kind of do a full-length record? And it was really cool because this record has a lot of songs on it. I remember when I got it, I was like, man, I got to really jam. I got to spend time jamming this record. There's a lot of music to consume here. And, the other side of that coin is to say, hey, let's just release a few songs here and there and then keep our name in the market as the year progresses. So what was kind of the strategy there?
Well, shit.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, we did talk about it, and you know, being that we were doing our independent stuff, and everybody's just doing all digital nowadays. You know.
Yeah.
And we did put a couple of singles out. You know, the
Yeah.
features out there. Get the
The
features
Left 4
out there.
Dead. Left 4 Dead was the first single.
Yeah.
No.
Crushing
Crushing
Grip.
Grip. Crushing Grip was the
Crushing
first
Grip,
single.
Left 4 Dead, and then Wasting Away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did. Put some features.
And what's important to know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gio, but you guys released the Crushing Grip like way before the record
It
dropped.
was in 2018.
2018, yeah.
2018, and we did it with Artist War Records.
Yeah. So it was like that was a long while before Eulogy Death March dropped.
Right.
They're dragging ass.
But the cool thing was that you put new music out. And I remember as a fan, remember, guys, I'm a fan of this band. So I was thinking to myself, man, they're talking about this record, and I'm like waiting for it to drop. And I'm waiting for it to drop. It took a while.
As impatient as you were, I mean,
Yeah.
We kept thinking about it, and we finally had the time to do it. So we put out these singles, just to let people know, yeah, we are working. We're trying to get this done, and when it does come out, a lot of people probably didn't expect the full length, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But you figured let's go balls out and let's do a full length.
Sure.
We talked about doing.
An EP or something.
Yeah, like 4-song EP or whatever. It's like, no, fuck.
Right.
It's been so long since something has been released. Let's do a full length. That's like let's do a full length. And originally there's gonna be more songs on it, but there was
Oh, God.
So there was a couple of flubs.
It was going to be epic.
Yeah, so there was a couple of flubs in tracking stuff, which is my fault. So there's a couple, 2 or 3 songs that didn't get released.
Right.
But originally it was going to be like 15, 16 songs.
Oh, my God. That's a lot.
But in the end, they'll eventually see the day of light. But it's like, it's been so long, you have to do it fully.
Right.
It was necessary.
I think that's a great strategy.
The way we saw it, it was kind of like the necessary evil. It had to happen. You know what I mean? Because we were going to be stuck in just doing singles. And like I said, the first one, we all said the first one was done through, EP. We thought of EP as well, but then we were like, no, I think we need to do a full one.
17 years later since the last full length.
Yeah.
18.
That's what I'm saying.
18.
A long
2000
time.
2003, right? When you
Yeah,
did
2003.
when
You're
Ed
right,
did,
Joe.
When Ed did
18 years later.
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution.
I mean, we keep track. I mean, I'm also a fan of the band. Even after I was out of the band, I was still a fan of the band.
Of course, that's your
And
legacy, bro.
You cheer on the brotherhood, when they continued on, with whoever member was in there. Cesar Soto, you got Andrea Costa, you got Matt DeFabio, you got Dewey Bragg. You cheer on all those guys, regardless of our departures and whatnot. You still want that legacy. Going back to that's why it was important. Like Ed said, we had to do a record.
Sure. It was cool. I was really happy that you guys did this full length record because I'm old school. I like having lots of music and jamming it. Did you guys really have to concentrate on kind of, when you think about that time span between Evolution and this new record, 18 years? That's a long freaking time. Did you guys really have to concentrate on kind of maintaining that Pissing Razors sound? Because a lot of the old fans know that Pissing Razors sound.
No, I can tell you that once we got in there and when it was solidified that Gio was the man, we got in there, it was like, for us, I mean, Ed could agree that we didn't skip a beat. It was like we picked up and we got those old school songs and we jammed them hard. And we were like, "Wow, that sounds killer." I mean, full steam ahead.
And I don't mean to say, that's a silly question, but I have to ask it because, people change. Some people change throughout long periods of time. Musically, I've seen musicians change, or musicians change their style, or they start liking different kinds of music, and that comes into their music. But I remember when I heard. The Crushing Grip, I was like, oh no, this is the Razors. this is Pissing Razors. You know, you have as Eddy's fucking
Activity.
percussive style, which is at the heart of the band, and your Vox, Joe, has always been at the heart of the band as well. So, you know, when you guys get together, it's just like, you know, this is just who we are.
And that's exactly, I'll agree with that. I mean,
That's
that's
the-
your
that's the
perception.
energy we feel
That's the same energy that we felt the first time we got together.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, getting those the old songs together obviously had to happen first.
Sure.
Get the,
So y'all rehearsed the old
yeah,
songs
yeah,
first?
We did all the old songs.
Yeah.
First. Yeah. And we
Yeah.
toured. And then we started writing with Gio, you know, and it was kind of like, dude, this is on.
Were y'all a little rusty?
Well, of course.
A little bit?
We're old. Of course.
Gio's like, come on, motherfuckers, catch up.
I don't think they would have. Nobody would have noticed.
I was rusty. I'm
Eddie wasn't rusty.
I was trying to keep up with these dudes.
rusty.
Eddie did a tour with Overkill. He ain't rusty.
I was rusty as fuck. Are you kidding me? Like a
We were
rusty
eight.
trombone.
Oh, God. I think you guys are too hard on yourselves.
We were rusty.
Okay, so you know, you guys are back together. Gio's in place. How soon after you guys said this is our lineup? How soon after that did you start writing music?
Actually, about a year after, because it took us a while to get the old stuff down.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
you know, I think like we were saying that it was hard to get rehearsals in and all that. So once we got the old stuff, and then let's get back out and show people we're going to start playing again.
Yeah.
And then once we actually did a couple of shows and, you know, dates out here, then we said, okay, let's get back. You know, Matt already had ideas. Everybody had ideas ready to rock. So it just had to solidify the solidness of the group. Okay, move forward from here now. And that's how it happened.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, that you guys didn't wait too long. You know, and I'm glad you mentioned Mat Lynch. Mat Lynch is not here this evening. He's flying in tomorrow for the show here in San Antonio.
True.
And you know, I love Mat Lynch. There's something about that dude. I think everybody loves Mat Lynch, right?
He's what did they call him? The quiet assassin or something like
The
that?
quiet assassin.
The silent
Something like
assassin. He just comes in and does this thing, and he's like,
He's a sneaky guy, bro.
he chops.
He's there to,
Man,
you
mata
The only
chinga.
other person that did that was Danny Diggler. It's just like that. Boom. It's like he's in and he's out, and
In and out, yeah.
he gives you his best, and then he's out of it. That's just
Yeah, that's the
how
way
it
he
works.
that's the way he rolls. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things that I found quite intriguing for me as a fan, because I followed the band over the evolutions, was that he was returning, and you know, the last record that you did with Lynch was in 1999, so it was a long time ago. How seamless was it to get back on the track with him writing since the last record, Cast Down the Plague, in 1999?
Pretty seamless, man. I mean, you know, it's like that's, you know, going back to the early days. That's kind of the style that we write is.
And I remember you. I didn't interrupt you, but I remember last time we talked, you said Rob, because and I'm going to reiterate for people out there, like, you are a guitar player too, and you write riffs. But I remember you telling me, Rob, I can you know, write some riffs, but it's Mat Lynch who really polishes them up for me.
For sure, by all means, and so in the early days when we're trying to figure stuff out, writing, because you know nobody starts out kicking ass in whatever you do, but we had a fucking passion for let's write some fucking music, and then you know it went from all over the place, from punk rock to fucking groove metal to
Psycho punkle metal
yeah,
groove.
So we're just kind of
That's the
trying
reason
to find our place, you know what I mean, per se. And so, and then, you know, me as a drummer figuring out beats and like turnaround times and this and that. And so we kind of learned how to play with each other's style, especially with the timing stuff and it all sounds real simple, but it's kind of complicated.
And it takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time.
And, you know, so So when we got back in there, it's like he has that knowledge, and so do I. And it's been 18 years or whatever, or 15 years or whatever, and but we know this already. And then both of us as musicians, along with everybody else, have grown in that time. So it's like an evolution of, all right, we're wiser, more knowledge, and we still have what we learned back then. So let's apply all that and then some.
And I want to add to that, not only musically, but as human beings and people,
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah,
as brothers, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Brothers.
All the old bees, fuck the old bees. We're carnales.
Always.
Always,
absolutely.
right? Fuck yeah, that's so important.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
so important too. Yeah, because Matt is a special talent, and I know he's a good guy. And I remember our last conversation in 2018. We talked a lot about brotherhood in this band and how much you guys love each other. And when I go visit El Paso, God, I become a little part of that.
You are.
You are.
Yeah, you always have been. What do you mean? You become. You've always been that.
I remember about 50% of it.
You've
though.
always been that, bro.
There's half of it that I don't remember.
That's what it is.
You always are.
And I love you guys too. And Joe and Eddie. We saw each other tonight for the first time in a few years, and we hugged and we fucking we love it. We're brothers, man. And Gio fucking. I had my first shot with Gio. Gio's.
And we're gonna have another right now.
Let's do it right here. Let's do it right now. Right?
Hey.
Oh, fucking.
Talk about service.
Salud, carnal.
Cheers, man.
It's like a goddamn Price is Right here.
God damn.
Oh yeah.
Lightning in a glass.
Okay, so when you guys started writing, I heard these new tracks, and I remember Joe was here a couple years ago, and he gave me Left for Dead, and he gave me another track too, and the first thing I kind of really recognized was that Pulverize.
That's my favorite tone, dude.
And I remember the first thing I fucking recognized was like, yeah, this is Razors. And as I mentioned earlier, the percussiveness of Eddie's playing is a huge part of the Razor sound. And you always have that little cling, that little fucking cymbal you hit.
That bell.
That cling, 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 that cling, 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 in between your drum rolls.
I gotta give that off to Tracy Bird. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, true.
I bought
really?
Yeah, I bought a drum set from this dude.
Yeah, tell us the story.
Years and years and years ago. So this kid, he, family's well-to-do. His dad bought him this fucking 20-piece fucking Yamaha kit. 13 toms, 3 bass drums, 2 snare drums, 2 hi-hats. I mean, like 13, 14 cymbals. And I remember he was selling one of his drum sets, and it was a tom or something, double bass kit. And it's like, yeah, dude, I'll sell that one to you. He's like, all right, cool, $2,000. All right, cool. Yeah, man, I'm in. But I happen to have the cash. And he goes, oh, dude, my brother wants that one. I can't sell it to you. I'm going, he goes, but I'll sell you the blue one, which was the other kit. I'm going, holy shit. I go, well, how much is that one? It was $3,000 for everything. I'm going, dude.
You remember the blue one?
I played with
I
him
do.
when I was with that kid.
Yeah.
I do.
That was
He
the
had
blue one.
fucking
Yeah.
I do.
Use it on the road with
He
Razor.
had a fucking
Yeah.
gong and everything.
Dude, a gong. I mean, it was fucking insane.
And was this guy from El Paso?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
So-
nice blue, like a bluish.
Yeah. it was
Yeah, look, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, he was
Badass kid. I mean, beautiful drums.
You saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you only saw the part that I was playing. What he had was
Yeah, the whole fucking Alex Van Halen shit.
oh my god, no, but beyond that, fucking
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It
dude,
was
like,
monstrous.
monsters.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh, you got rid of it too.
Yeah, but anyways, so getting back to the story, one of the cymbals that came with the kit was a bell, like a 10-inch Peisty bell, and I remember I put it in the middle, and where most guys put their splash, but it wasn't a splash.
Is it really like a bell?
It's
Or-
a bell.
No,
It
it's
sounds like
about-
it sounds like a ride cymbal
It's
almost.
so big. It's like
It's
thick,
thick.
so thick.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like so sturdy. So
And
when
that
you
is
hit
how
When
you-
you hit it, it
it's
goes
just
ding,
that-
ding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear it. You hear it.
So when he does those accents, he's like,
So it's going between the ride and that bell.
That
On my right
became
left
part of the Eddy Garcia signature sound.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. So we gotta thank this dude for the signature, your signature sound.
Tracy Bird.
Oh God, Tracy Birds, wherever you may be, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he passed on.
Andale.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, Tracy.
Wow.
Love you, brother.
That has become. I mean, when I hear you play, it's always in there.
Very trademark.
And then when I started hearing, Eulogy Death March, it's in there. Very cool. Wow. Yeah.
When Ed was writing that piece, dude, we were like, what the hell are you doing, brother?
You were saying that? You're like, dude.
Because, he was figuring it out, and he was figuring it out. And he even says, man, I got to train myself. I got to teach myself how to play.
I gotta
play this.
And
Teach
you gotta
myself how to
include
play
that.
what's in my mind, what I'm thinking. And he pulled it out like, holy shit, man.
And you gotta include that little
together,
ching in there.
The little thing.
That's Eddy Garcia. That's Eddy Garcia.
And the little thing.
And I'm not gonna take away from the fact that I remember I said this in 2018. Fucking, the Vox of Joe Rodriguez has always been a part of the Razors, and to me, it is always a signature of the Razors as well. And Joe, all the different styles that you do when you sing, I love hearing your different styles, even on this new record.
I'm taking the mic on this because I want to say, definitely stepped it up, and we pushed them to step it up. It's like we can't
We worked hard.
we can't go and do a new record. You gotta make it better than what you've done in the past, man. It's like
Faux
everything's
show.
there. It's like we can't settle for this when it can be this. And and he worked hard at it, freaking, and I'm really proud of you, brother. Very proud of you, brother.
I'm proud of you.
And he did it. And he did
No,
it.
when he was
Yeah,
doing it, in the
sure.
Once
studio,
again,
Yeah.
for doing it with me. I mean,
Yeah. And I mean, and when
we kid.
I'm not a tyrant, but it's like I definitely push people, especially when we're going in the studio. It's
Sure.
like, let's go, man. Don't. That could be better. Let's
yeah,
do
he
it.
killed my arm. I'm fucking wasting away.
He was like, do it again, do it
You
again.
gotta pick it down, fucker. Pick it down.
Down picking. No, none of that fucking down. No.
Yeah, poser, don't be fucking doing like this. You're not in fucking warrant, bro. We're in fucking pissing razors.
And going back to that is like, you know what? It's not saying that Eddie's a tyrant. We know
No.
we know what we want. We all know. Me, Eddie, Gio, Matt, we know what we want, and we wanted this record to personify, not necessarily where we left off, but the title says, Eulogy Death March. It's a reason,
We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. But I'm saying, it was kind of like, wow, okay, cool, let's go, and we're all gonna throw in there
Sure.
our best towel. You know what I mean? We're not gonna give up here. Let's give it our chingazo. You know what I mean? It was a chingazo. It wasn't easy. I'm not gonna tell you that it wasn't easy. I mean,
We're not dead yet.
we're not young as fuck, but it wasn't easy for me to. Yeah, it wasn't easy for me to do that. But I'm pretty damn proud. Everybody put their own fucking 2 cents in there, and we fucking came out with a goddamn good record, and I'm pretty fucking proud of it, and I know they are too. So
This is a great record. A great representation of Texas metal. And I want to talk about quickly something that I mentioned off camera, and that was about Mat Lynch. And I remember when I was listening to this record all the way through, like 2 or 3 times, I was like, man, there's like a lot of cool solo work on this record. And I was thinking to myself, there's more solos on this record that I think I've heard on previous Razor records. Is that true?
yes,
Absolutely.
very much.
Talk a little bit about that. And was that kind of like part of the plan, or that just kind of happened? Did Matt come in and say, hey, I'm going to fucking do solos and you guys better love it, or what?
No. I think the reason behind that is time. So basically, we could lay a track down, and we have all the rhythm tracks down and the drums, and he had time to go in his studio and work stuff out. So we weren't under the pressure of we got to get this done in 16 days.
Or make
You know what I
one
mean?
right now.
Yeah, or do a solo right then and there. So he really had the time and the luxury of doing that and working on stuff, and you know, obviously, you know, it's like everything he put down, it's pretty brilliant, I think. So
Yeah.
Pretty
you
cool.
know, it's very cool. So it's like
Yeah.
that, and I think that's another plus for taking our time. with this.
It's not even like saying that it's like a thoughtfulness. I think it was more emotion in every song that he did. I don't think it was like, oh, let me sit here and think about what I'm gonna play. I think what he did was let me put on what I feel, and he laid it down. Every song that he has a solo on, I can tell you it's not even about a thought. It's about an emotion that was happening, and that's how it came out.
Killer.
It was, I mean, to me, when I hear it, powerful. I mean,
Killer.
I think you agree,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, man, and everything Lynch does is so clean, so crystal clean. I mean, I'm in rehearsal, you know, playing the rhythm section behind this guy. I say, God damn, man,
You can tell he's rehearsed it.
but he's solid, man. He's note for note. You hear it, just like the record.
He's a vet, bro.
Yeah,
he's a vet.
he's a
Nothing
monster,
changed, nothing
man.
changed.
He's the
Nothing
man.
He
changed.
is a monster for sure.
Even back in the day, when those,
Yeah.
I mean, cast down the plague riffs, studio riffs, solos. Even on the first record, you produce that tomorrow. Not even with an afterthought, just like, I mean, I could hear him in my head, and I'll just look over and he's already doing it. It's, I think, the passion of it. For him to hear himself play that and do it, duplicate himself, I think that's what's the driving force in that man. You know, he's not only that person that's kind-hearted, well-rounded. I mean, God, I can't.
And so he, to me, when I think about business,
I could
so
speak
mature.
volumes of that dude.
He's so mature, that guy.
Oh my God,
He's like he's
the best dude ever.
He's like mature.
For me and him, like we go back 34 years, 30-something years.
Yeah.
I mean, I played with Matt since he was, you know, when we were kids, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And then to be in this band and make music this far, shit.
One of the things I love about Lynch, like his humble and kind of introverted type of attitude too. Like he's like, you know, he doesn't need to be like the center of attention or anything, but he doesn't, you know, even though he doesn't have to be, he still is because he's such a fucking badass. And the Weddle, we all love the Weddle, right? So the first single from the record that we were talking about earlier was the Crushing Grip.
Yes.
There was a video for the Crushing Grip.
Well, it was a lyric video.
It was a lyric video.
Yes.
Yeah, and remember, I loved it. I love that song. At that time, did you guys already have like a lot of songs to choose from, or it was just a few?
I could probably say we only had a few. Left for Dead was one. Crushing Grip was the other. Pulverized was definitely one of the ones that was in there. And kind of wanted to get it out there, but it just never happened. They were supposed to go in succession. Crushing, Left for Dead, and then Pulverized. Pulverized never made it, you know, for obvious reasons, because we did the show in El Paso as a release for Crushing Grip, and then Left for Dead, no. Backwards?
I would have said no.
No. Well, because we did the video, too.
We did crushing vocals, and then we did a actual
Right,
video.
and then the video for Left for Dead.
Yeah.
So the next step was to put out Pulverized with the video on top of that. That never happened. And we just kind of halted everything. And then again, we just concentrated on wanting to get a full-length record instead of messing around with another single. But if you want to talk about that...
Well, I think that's the appropriate amount of singles before you release your record. I mean, 2 or 3 singles, and then you drop your fucking full-length
But then we
record.
did Wasting Away.
Cover, yeah, which was the cover.
Yeah, Wasting Away, so that was 3.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So then
Yeah.
it was, instead of doing Pulverized,
Right,
we ended up doing
Wasting
the
Away.
Wasting Away song.
Why was that decision made?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, that song we always played back in the day, 96, 97. We always
Oh, really?
we had it in our set list.
Wow.
You know, in the unsigned days.
It was never recorded.
No.
No.
Wow.
It was
Interesting.
recorded. It was recorded live. And that's
Why didn't I know that? As a longtime Razors fan, I mean, I should know that.
This before we were signed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We have
Okay.
that video which came out from the archives.
Yeah.
And we uploaded into the YouTube channel. But that was a song that we were playing from the 96, 97 touring. It was a staple in the set
Yeah.
all the time. I mean, it had to be there for us because it was so aggressive. You know what I mean? It was so aggressive. It meant what we were doing with the music we were playing at the time, you know. So
It just fit.
it was necessary.
I actually got to throw some vocals on that one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do the
Cool.
chorus, yeah, along with Steve.
Let's talk about the title, and I want to talk a little bit about some lyrical content, Joe, or whoever contributes and participates in the lyric writing. But obviously, when I heard the title, like Eulogy Death March, I was like, oh man, yeah, we've lost some people this year. You know, we've lost people close to us, and that's what it makes me think about. Like, you know, we're in mourning and we're going to someone's to say farewell to someone. That's what it made it feel like. Was that the premise?
Well, not in that sense. It was more so of the band. You know, for a long time, people wrote us off.
Yeah.
That we were done.
Yeah.
We kind of at one point, even maybe at the last point of Eddy's era of holding on to the band, was, you know what, this is over. The band is no more.
Yeah.
But then we get the resurgence of getting the band back together, and then that's where the Death March comes. So it's kind of like, all right, we're stomping foot, and we're making tracks, and now we're coming at you like a hammer.
Oh, okay.
So now it's like
I get it.
Eulogy, and it should have been hyphenated, but then we were like, no, listen, hyphenated. It's just Eulogy Death March.
I would have called it the word chingar Death March.
Well, it was more of like, okay, you wrote us off.
I vengo Death March.
So the scenario of it was you write us off, but now we're coming at you like a steam hammer.
Sure.
So the Death March is here, and we're gonna roll, and we're gonna continue to roll, and that I think that's if everybody agrees, that was my mentality, and I think Matt's and everybody else suit to follow the mentality of the title of the record. We did lose some people, but not rights lit.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with that. No.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't think it was like that personal, but that's really cool to know and for all the fans to know, because, you know, when you have a long career like that, it's hard sometimes, you know, it's easy sometimes to kind of feel like you're down and out, but then it's difficult to kind of say like, hey, no, like I still have more to
Well,
give.
like I said, we had unfinished business.
Yeah, unfinished
I
business.
know Eddy had unfinished business.
Yeah.
Gio, in his own right, I'm sure in his own career, the music that he's done, unfinished business.
That's why he's doing it.
Exactly. So in Matt's aspect, you put all those, 4 people together, and you come up with Eulogy Death March. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You can't write us off. We're gonna come back even, harder, heavier, stronger. It's cliche maybe, but it really not. It's just kind of how you feel at the time, but it's very strong in my heart how this came about.
The record sounds great on my stereo. We were jamming out to it here in a little bit. So where did you guys record it? And you can talk a little bit about the production of this
We
record.
did it at Crank Studio, which is Ed's studio. He can fill you in on the what he did and used.
Well,
How come you just want to pass it off?
I love listening to the
he's
history,
like
bro.
this.
I'm learning too.
yeah, so built a new studio, and we ended up doing it all there. Tracked it all there.
I had
Again-
heard that Sterling was going to be involved in this. Did he not end up being
No,
involved?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Talk about that,
Heavily
too.
involved. So
Sterling
So-
Winfield from Pantera fame,
Pantera, hell yeah, and amongst others.
amongst
And
others.
so built a new studio in the midst of all this going on. That's another thing why it took so long. But we got the studio done. It's like, all right, cool. We got a cool place, a proper place to track stuff. And it's like, I didn't want to mix it. I want to step away from that. I wanted to produce and fucking record everything. And it's like, and I wish I could have had Sterling there when I was tracking drums to fucking sit there and,
Sure.
to manage
Sure,
that.
sure, sure.
But we went through that, and we handled it on our own. But in the end, it's like
So he did the mixing.
he did all the mixing. So, but what I sent him was like, dude, you got a plethora of everything. You got, as far as guitar tones, you got this, and this. And you got this and this for bass, and you got this and this for vocals and drums, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to send them kind of a complete package, and then, but I told him, I was like, it doesn't have to sound fucking produced. It doesn't
Right.
have to sound fucking crazy, like fucking over the top, fucking polished and this and that, and
He could have done that.
easily. Yeah, he sent me a text. Hey, what are you guys doing? Tempo mapping, and you playing the click? I go, absolutely not. We're playing live. That's it. This is what you got to go with. So he goes, awesome, and
The end result is the end result.
yeah, it turned out to be more work for him than what he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
In the sense that there's no tempo mapping, there's no fucking click, there's no, and but in the end, it's like what we asked of him, he fucking came through shining. Yeah,
Killer.
I'm happy with it.
Killer. Also, I thought it was pretty cool when I kind of heard the single "Left for Dead" that you guys had Steve Esquivel kind of fucking jump in. And I know he's an old friend of you guys. Steve
Wasting
Esquivel
away.
from Skin Lab.
Wasting away.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, I mean, I knew he was on the track and he sounded killer. I was like, oh man, like him and Joe are trading off vocals.
Well, hang on, Steve, get a better mic. That Radio Shack mic used took a bit of doctoring. I love you, brother.
Oh,
but God damn it.
They're calling you out, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna take it from it sounded great, bro. It sounded great. Hey.
It sounded good enough on the track for me.
Hey, no, I had to work with it. So did Sterling.
Ándale.
Love you.
Ándale. Yeah.
And I gotta throw myself in. I am singing on that track. They won't tell you.
Wow.
It's me and Steve on the chorus. All right.
Holy shit. Wow.
Jackasses.
So, yeah, I gotta love we love Steve Esquivel. Skin Lab's been a long standing Bay Area band, and I know you guys go way back with them. When I saw you in 2018, you were on tour with them. Camaradas, we take drinks and shots together, man. We love you, Steve. Love you, Steve.
I love you, bro.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man. And Eddie kind of fucking alluded to this earlier, but were there any leftover tracks from the recording of Eulogy Death March?
Yes, there is.
Oh.
I would say 2 for sure, and bits and pieces
Yeah,
of
yeah.
others.
Yeah.
And there was a couple, like Ed said, there was glitches in the actual recording
Yeah.
that we couldn't use them. So we said, well, we'll just skip those out and go with this, and
There was
which
two-
would have made this record longer.
Yeah.
There was 2 for sure that were left out. That one was an early remake from the Psycho-Punko Metal Groove, and then there was another one that was an all original, brand new material. Didn't make it for the glitch, but yeah, there's a lot more.
Lot more
A
music.
lot more riffage going on.
We're gonna talk about that here in a little bit
But,
because
hey,
I just want to know that.
I don't think we mentioned that Dave Links, he Overkill, guitar player, played on In Spite of My Scars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
on first,
No.
Yeah, in first track.
I don't think I've seen that anywhere.
It's supposed to say that on there.
No.
Yeah, In Spite of My Scars it says featuring
Dave
Links.
Lynch. Wow.
Yeah,
On what track?
On In Spite of My Scars.
In Spite of My Scars. Check
The
that out.
opening track.
Does a solo?
He does a solo. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, now I'm gonna check that out.
yeah, definitely.
didn't know.
Definitely
Didn't
got to
know.
hear that.
So, people were anticipating the new record and the new music, and thanks to you guys for making me privy to have it a little bit before it came out. And the release show was in El Paso on October 1st. Man, I remember it was a Friday, and I so wanted to be there. I remember I was telling Terry, your manager. I was like, man, Terry, I want to be there, but it's on a Friday. There's no way, because I worked and I'm teaching. There's no way I can make it there by showtime. How did the show go that night?
Dude, the show was pretty much magical, man. We were thinking, it's been a while since we've been out, new record.
Yeah.
Of course, the hometown show, people seen us. So, and it was like 500 plus that night.
Wow.
It was a great turnout. The venue was
Your
great.
hometown.
Yeah, the venue was great. Everything went off. We hadn't played in over 2 years live because of the COVID and everything in between. And we were doing everything studio, and then we had to switch back into live. So, but the show overall, man, it was excellent. Everything without a glitch. It was
cool.
Everybody was happy. The show,
I wasn't familiar with. Did y'all change the venue of the show, or because I'm not familiar with that venue in El Paso.
No, we didn't change the show. It's an unknown venue. It's kind of like a country bar.
It's nice.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's known for country and stuff, but they took us on and hey, let's try it.
It was very nice. Big. I saw it. I saw the pictures.
They gave us an opportunity.
Yeah, they want to do rock and roll, so they say, yeah, we'll do it, and everybody was happy. It was great.
Wow.
No, it was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It looked like a killer show, and
It was, man.
hometown show, CD release show. How can it not be fucking killer?
All the new songs went over great.
Yeah, and many of those people probably had not heard them.
No, nobody.
Not right.
Yeah, nobody.
You guys keep it tight. I remember I was like fucking waiting for the record, and I finally got it. I'm like, I should have got this record like 2 months ago, but I'm getting it now, like a week before it came out, I think.
I was like texting. I was like,
Pinche. You know who I'm blaming? I'm blaming this motherfucker right here.
We're like little virgins.
I'm blaming Eddie.
I know.
no.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want you to see it. I don't. No me toques. No me toques, Rob.
Exactly. How am I supposed to fucking promote you guys if I don't got this shit? I'm like, one more.
I mean, hey, hold the prick on. Hey, the whole point is, keep it interesting. Keep people on their toes. Don't expect to expect. We love you. Always and forever, we love you.
Better
There.
love me.
We love you, Rob.
That show totally kicked ass.
I wish I could have been there. I really wish I could have been there.
You're always there in spirit, partner.
I really wish I could have been there.
You've always been there
I
from
love
day
to.
one.
Fuck yeah.
You'll never leave us. I
Never.
hope not anyway.
Never. So you're here in San Antonio. Great to have you back in the Alamo City.
Love it.
You got a gig tomorrow at the Texas Domination Festival.
Yeah.
At Bonds 007.
Boom.
You guys talked about that it had been like a couple of years since you played a show. Yeah. Has it been? Tomorrow's show? When was the last time you played a gig since tomorrow's show?
Show in El Paso.
No, that was okay. So that was just a one-off. That was just a one-off.
One-off. October.
But before that, it was like a couple years.
Yeah.
So this is the second show in a couple of years.
Our last show was February of 2019.
November.
Oh, November. That's right. November at the riot. That's right.
No, but the show tomorrow, but the only show before tomorrow, well, second show since you guys have been sidelined since the pandemic. So for the people who are gonna check you guys playing, I know you guys are gonna play some other Texas shows after tomorrow, and hopefully later this year or early next year. What can fans expect from the Pissing Razor show? You guys playing a lot of that old stuff? Are you focusing on new stuff? What do you guys want to do?
It's a mixture of both, man. We of course have to do the old stuff,
Yeah, of course.
and then we have to do the new stuff as well. So we kind of handpicked a couple of tunes we're going to throw in from the new record, and then hopefully people are familiar with the new record. They'll recognize the song. And I mean, they're all heavy hitters, man. You wouldn't even know it was an old song or a new song. They're all right there, in your face.
They're all heavy.
Yeah, they're right in your face, man.
You're headbanging. You're rocking.
It's Pissing Razors, brother.
Gio,
Pissing Razors.
you're the man, Gio.
That's it.
So, you guys are doing these little string of shows. Are you guys going to take the rest of the year off and then focus on 2022? And if so, what are the plans for 2022?
I don't think we plan on taking it off.
Well, you tell me.
Well, at this point, kind of putting feelers out for different things. I don't want to mention names or bands.
Sure,
or
sure.
whatever.
But like little festivals or a tour
I mean,
is doing like your own headline tour something that's not interested to you? Or?
I think we're more interested in doing opening slots for
for sure.
other bands. You know, so,
I get it.
And I've been reaching out to certain people, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's like for us, I think that's the best thing to do at
I
this
agree.
point. I mean, we can go out doing headline stuff, and it's like, and thank God we have the fans that we have now.
Sure.
But it's like we want to build on that. at
Sure,
this point,
for sure.
And that's where we're at with that.
For sure. I totally agree with you. And I understand the strategy there. You guys have done some killer videos already in support of this record. The first one was the Left 4 Dead video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's out in the fucking desert, right? Was that the first video
That's our
ever?
very first video, yeah.
Wow. It was well done. I loved the
Matt Zero.
out in the fucking... Where was that shot at? It was in the desert of El
It was,
Paso?
well, the idea was to get it done in White Sands Missile Range area, but we kind of had some mishaps, but we had to move it over to Red Sands.
Hey.
Way out there. And we got a lot of dirt. Let's just say, you know what? We went out there to Red Sands, way out there, far east Montana.
Oh, God.
And we got it done. So it was cool, but thank you very much, Matt Zero, for doing his
That's the guy
doing-
he's from El Paso?
Yeah, he's from El Paso.
Does the video?
But
Yeah,
he
good guy.
used to play with Murder FM. And
Oh,
Fame,
really?
Yeah.
I know Murder FM.
Guitar player, Matt. So he did that for us, and thank you. Tattoo artist as well, yeah. Very talented all the way around.
We were shooting that video, and there was people shooting guns right next to us. Like, oh, remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we were like trying to dodge them. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. But
And then you guys did a video for Wasting Away. Was that the second video, Wasting Away?
no, well,
Well, besides the lyric video.
Yeah.
the lyric video was first. That was out with Artist War Records, and then we did the Left 4 Dead video with Matt Zero, and then we did Wasting Away with Jams Rockmore and Strange Days Productions. Again, working with Jams. He's our brother, like all the rest of us that are here behind us. Can't do none of that stuff without these guys. They're another leg for us to stand on. You know,
For sure.
we love these guys, and thank you very much for doing that, boys. We love you. Couldn't do it. I mean, that's the way we roll. You know what I mean? But Jams and his crew, I mean, they did that, and that video came out super cool.
Let me ask you something about this. You just said, and I really wasn't going to ask about this, but I remember when the announcement came out, and I think the public knows about it, is that Razors had signed to Art of War Records, and then that kind of demise. What happened there? I mean, you don't have to give me a big, long, detailed story. Just kind of really quick. What?
Honestly, I'll tell you, I don't think we were ready. I don't think we were ready to really produce anything, and not to take nothing away from them. I don't think they were ready for what we were going to do.
Right.
So I think we were just a little bit of miscommunication in how things were going to operate, and we just kind of we just went our way.
Sure.
I mean,
I think I have a different
but yeah, maybe
situation.
that's my take.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I think they're trying to do the right thing, but in the end, it's like, in these days, it's like, we had several offers from different people, and it was like, what can you do for us that we can't do for ourselves? So it's like, and I would never get an answer back. So it's like, these days, it's like, that's what it is. I mean, it's like
Sure.
pretty simple, really.
Sure. And that's the great thing about the internet age and all the technology that we're able to take advantage of, is that we can really reach the people that we need to on our own. If you always have some guy on the back end in the band who's savvy, or a manager who's savvy, and I know Terry, I think we'd be remiss tonight not to at least mention Miss Terry Marquez, who is basically doing managing duties for the band and has been, and she's so dedicated, and she does a lot of that back end stuff that, as musicians, you don't really want to think about or want to do because you want to focus on music, which you should be. So it's so great to have someone like her to be part of your team.
And that's what we mean about the crew.
That's a godsend.
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
part of the crew. And, all the other muscle guys. Animal over here. Animal. Okay, guys. As we get near the end to this interview, just a few more questions. First of all, you guys were gone for a while, really actively from the metal scene, the Texas metal scene, the national metal scene, and now that you're kind of back and have a new record out, how do you kind of feel the metal scene has changed from? You can talk about it from the perspective of fans or industry or the market, in any way that you want to answer that question. How do you kind of feel things have changed since 20 years ago?
Well, I believe the fans are still there. The venues are lost, for one. A lot of venues are gone. And all the digital downloads, they'd rather do that than come out and see live shows nowadays. Instead of buying a full record, they'll buy a single or something like that.
Yeah. For sure.
I could agree in a sense. I mean, I don't know if we lost any fans or we gained any fans at this point. And at this point, I think, man, it's kind of it's a tough question.
I kind of look at it from a perspective like, okay, so fans maybe of yours 20 years ago were young people. Now fans of yours are older people.
Those are the diehards.
And they're fucking got careers,
Those
they're
are the
married,
diehards.
and they got money to spend.
Those are the diehards.
They're still there. They're just not going to go to the shows, or they're just going to.
But they're buying merch, they're
And
buying,
those are the
they
ones
can
going
order
to the shows.
those are the ones
Those are
who are-
spending their weight.
they're spending money.
Yeah.
Teach your kids proper.
Exactly.
Tell them to go to the Pistol Radio show. Now.
Vete, ahorita. No, it's tough, man. It's a tough deal. I mean, like you said, they're either going to buy a single or they're going to buy a full record. If they don't like it, they don't like it. It's a tough deal. And you can't really decide, because we do the same thing, I think, even at our age.
Mhm.
We're like, oh, yeah, we're going to pick and choose how things are done. And, no, I'm going to go see this. I don't want to go see this. You know what I mean? So it's tough. I think it's kind of go full circle a little bit, but I think it's a fair shake.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's still kind of.
Yeah, I mean, the market's always kind of crazy, people are just there for the music, people are there for the loyalty, and I think,
I mean, if you love the band, you're gonna go.
you're
see
just
them.
going to love the band.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. And and
And
there's,
go to the show, man. They're energetic though. The people have.
Yeah.
They come out to the show. They're still rocking and kicking.
do you kind of feel that you're gaining, let's forget about the old fans like me, but about younger
momentum,
fans?
we are
Yeah.
gaining momentum for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and that's so important because when you release a new record, young fans are going to hear it or talk about it or watch, hear about it on some social media and say, "Oh, let me check it out," and they might dig it.
And I think we saw that from our El Paso show. How
Yeah.
we were surprised on the age group that was.
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
Very, very diverse.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was from youngsters all the way up.
Well, you guys are the fucking godfathers of metal in El Paso, for sure.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. If I lived in El Paso, that's what I would be promoting.
You're calling us grandpas.
I didn't say that. I said godfathers. I didn't say grandpa. I said
Grandpa
godfathers. Godfathers. Look at me. I'm the godfather. I am. One of the cool things I think that you guys did for like real fans of the band was reissue the initial demo, and I'm gonna call it the demo of Pissing Rage, the Psychopunkel Metal Groove demo that came out in 1996. Had some fucking guy message me and says, Rob, that wasn't the demos of the first release. So who's right? Is he right or I'm right? Because I would call it a demo because many of the songs from the Psychopunk Metal were on the debut.
Right.
It was a demo. I
It was a
guess.
demo.
Yeah.
You are right.
So, fuckhead from Indiana or Idaho or where the fuck you were at, you're wrong, bro. That's where the fuck he was from, like Idaho or somewhere.
Right.
He was like, that was their first release, bro.
Senor fuckhead from Indiana, Indianapolis, whatever. Yeah.
Can you please buy Eulogy Death March?
Yeah, still buy it, though.
We love you. We love you.
Still buy it.
Not a demo.
We
Fuckhead.
love you, but the history is
Yeah, that I thought it was really cool because I did not have a copy of that. And I remember I told Terry when it came out, I said, send me a copy because I want a real legit hard copy. And I remember when I first heard it, I was like, oh, well, yeah, these are the songs from fucking the debut. And they were roughs. Super roughs. And, you know, when I remember comparing them to the demo, I was like, yeah, fucking Sneap. Yeah, we saw what Sneap did. A beautiful thing. But, yeah, but I thought it was really cool because fans could really have that now and have a really hard copy of it. And I thought that was so cool that you guys reissued it. How did that decision come to pass?
Check this out. I
Tell
found the ADAT tapes. It was an 8-track recording on an ADAT.
What do you mean found? They were lost?
No, I had them, but you, know,
You didn't know where they were?
Yeah.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
That
Okay.
type of thing,
Estaban
right?
escondido.
Exactly.
Well, regardless, you know, we got to it, and it's like, well, technology today is like, well, fuck, let's just.
For
you know,
sure.
You know, I was able to manipulate drums and make everything sound.
So
better.
you did modify it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
The original, I mean, whoever's got the first 500 copies of that
Wow.
has the original.
Terry
how
sent it to me for
sounded.
Christmas.
And she doesn't have it.
You do.
Yes, she does.
Oh, you do?
I have it.
Oh.
She's got one of them. I got one of them. Gilbert's got one of them.
Yeah, Metal should have one.
There's
I-
quite a few people that do have.
I don't even have that. Anyways, regardless.
Terry,
so-
send me yours.
So
be
you'll
sold.
hear the difference between the two because I completely remixed everything and you know with today's technology and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But basically, it was basically just the drums and everything else was just kind of left alone. And just-
Nice. Yeah, great. It was cool, man. It was cool to hear those old songs because to hear how they started off and you know it really reminded me of like man you know these guys have come a long way and continue to persevere and work hard. Psycho Metal Groove. I remember that title always kind of stuck with me. And that was kind of how you described what you guys were delivering musically at that time? Absolutely. That was it, right? That was like, this is what we're delivering.
Well, I mean, when Eddie and Matt started, yeah, it was very, with Loco Pelon.
Yeah.
He was the very, very first singer of Pissing Razors.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not. God rest his soul.
Oh, okay.
He passed away quite some years ago. But he was a magical dude in his own right because he was just so very upfront, very...
He's the guy that inspired the band.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he really inspired the name of the band.
Wow.
I mean, you know, you go to Mexico and you have a trip down a street where you can have a selection of young ladies.
Memory Lane. Wow.
You can go down the strip of young ladies, and then he
I
comes.
wanna go there.
And then he comes back and says,
Spanish, that's what it said.
"Yeah," and then he goes, "Hey, I think I came back with some shit." He goes, "Man, I think I got some shit."
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
he goes. So and he was like, "Man, I think I got some shit." And he's like, "Well, what the fuck?" He goes, "Dude, I feel like I'm pissing razors, bro." And he's like, "We're like, what?"
And Joe's like,
No, not me. I wasn't even involved in the band.
oh.
This is just me telling the story. You know, historically, he went down to Mexico and had a nice little evening. Comes back and then he takes
I'm
one
pissing
moment
razors.
and he goes, "Dude, I swear to God, it feels like pissing razors." So
Wow.
then these guys are like, "Fuck, oh, dude, that's a name for the band."
Yeah. Fuck
So it was already punk oriented because his idol was Gigi Allen.
And because he loved to bang
and
bitches in Mexico.
and he just loved to do everything nasty. He was like, he loved to do everything nasty. So he's
wow.
like, so he was punk. He was dirty.
Wow, that's cool.
So he goes, you know what? This name of this band is called Pissing Razors.
Wow.
So that's the evolution of that. And then the whole punk rock scene, I mean, we've been there, done that with that. But Matt and Eddy kind of brought that together and incorporated it into that band with his vocals. And we just found
Oh no.
some tapes. We're talking cassette tapes
Wow.
of the very, very first Pissing Razors recordings that we were listening to the other day, right? We were just, and I wish he was here. And we're going to delay him a little bit. And when he comes back, we'll talk about it.
Rob, there's so much
I walked in the room and I was like, man, I remember playing those songs when I first was asked to be in the band. And I was like, what the hell? Dude, I remember that. There was songs like Green Gold and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, Loco Pelon he had this weird mentality and weird drive of music, but it was punk oriented.
Wow.
Black Flag kind of ish stuff, and Gigi Allen stuff together, mix, raw. And then with these guys, man, it was dirty. It was even more dirty. You think about Pissing Razors raw dirty, that was super raw dirty. But I'll give it up to Ed, and he'll tell you a little bit more about that, how those songs came about. But man, that was some super stuff. I mean, for me to pick up where he left off, wow. I mean, God rest his soul, brother. That was tough. He was a power dude. He was
like the Paul Bailoff of Exodus.
He was an
And
amazing
of El
frontman.
Paso.
He was an amazing frontman.
Yeah.
And I'm talking.
So some
Theatrical,
of those guys may not have the physical talent, but they have the fucking energy and the charisma.
No, Loco was like Dave. Yeah, he was.
That's what I'm talking about. The charisma.
Dude, that guy would come on stage, and like, he comes up.
Dude, he had these big fucking muscles right here. I mean, yeah, he had these big fucking. He was a big dude.
Wow.
Big fucking. And he would come on there bald as shit and fucking skinny legs and shit. I got, what's up, mother? Bell bottoms.
He bought a fucking 70s leisure shoe.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
And he put nails through the shoulders,
Yeah.
like actual fucking nails.
Nails, yeah.
Right, and like, so
Dude, like Kerry King.
and then he painted it with
on
spray
his-
paint.
Yeah.
And like,
top, dude.
and like,
even
so
like
he shows
wrestler.
up. He shows up to the show. Is like, what do you think?
What do you think,
And-
bitches?
all right, what the fuck is that?
Oh, he was fucking bad.
And he was like,
You would trip out.
That's
You
what
better
I'm-
like it.
That's what I'm wearing tonight for the show.
Dude,
Okay,
you
bro.
would trip out how Pissing Razors really was on stage.
Wow.
Because that was what it was.
Yeah,
That was before thrash. Way before thrash.
Oh
Super
man,
punk.
yeah,
Punk, super. That's
Yeah.
where the fucking
dude. That guy.
Psycho Punko came in.
That was Psycho Punk.
That was Psycho Punko.
Yeah, so he showed up to another show with fucking razor wire, military razor wire, 50 pounds of fucking flour,
And some fucking
a pound of shotgun powder,
Yeah.
fucking stick of matches. I go, dude, what the fuck is all this for? He's like, well,
I'm
the
gonna
flour is for this. I forgot what he said. The razor wire, I'm gonna put it in front of the stage, and I'm gonna fucking, I go, dude, I don't think that's a good idea, man. Everybody's gonna be moshing, man. Okay, maybe not a good idea. Okay, so he takes that away.
Oh God.
So I go, what are you doing with the gunpowder?
I'm going to light on fire.
He goes, I got this aluminum pie dish. I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna fucking light it. I go, dude, I go, how much of it? He goes, it was a pound of shotgun powder.
Oh, wow.
A pound.
Dude, you're tripping.
And I go, well, how much are you gonna put in there? He goes, the whole
The
thing.
whole thing.
And I'm not going, isn't that a lot? He goes, no, it's cool. It burns slow. So he's always fucking around with this shit, so I take his fucking word for it. We're playing the show, and I go, when are you gonna do this? At this part of the song. Alright. So we're playing the part of the song goes by, I step back, fucking nothing happens. He's out in the fucking mosh pit, fucking doing this fucking thing. Next thing you know,
Eddie, were you playing drums at the time or guitar?
I was playing guitar.
Yeah, I knew it.
So
His brother was playing bass.
I knew it.
So at that point, dude, all of a sudden I see this fucking orange ball of flame coming at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, whoa, shit! I'm fucking turning away, fucking half my hair caught
The
on
whole
fire.
bar, the whole bar went like that. What the
Dude,
fuck?
it was huge. Dude, like half my hair fucking was gone. Fucking Mat Lynch, I think Mat Lynch burnt half his hair off.
Oh, Matt Lynch was there too.
Yeah, he was playing
He was
bass.
playing
Oh, he's playing bass. Yeah, yeah.
Playing drums.
Dude,
I was in the crowd watching.
he caught himself on fire.
Yeah, dude, so
he
bad.
He caught himself on fire.
Uh-uh.
'Cause he had the pie dish in his fucking
Like this.
hand. He threw the matches in it,
Boom, and
and it blew up. Fucking, he's like,
and then
fucking
he
caught
throws
himself
it,
on fire.
so it all goes everywhere, and it falls everywhere.
True
Dude,
story.
he fucking
So
runs
then he grabs the fucking 50 pounds of flour.
flour, he throws it on the
Throws it in
fucking
the fucking
floor,
pit.
and he rolls
He
in
starts
it.
rolling in it to put himself
To
out.
put himself out, dude. He just grabbed it like he knew what the fuck he was
He knew
doing.
what to do. Yeah.
He rolled it on- and he fucking- it
So he was on fire.
It was like a baked chicken. It was like a baked chicken. Like it was like we're making chicken. Dude, like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
And then after all that, what did he say?
No, the fucking pit continued. Fucking finished the show.
Show fucking finished.
The song didn't stop.
Everything.
No.
Nothing finished.
Nothing stopped. Fucking, we kept
They-
going.
Hey, these guys kept fucking going. They kept going. I was watching from the crowd, but after the fact, he was fucking
Oh my
welted
God.
all over the fuck. He was burned to a crispy. So that whole chicken roll, yeah.
Another time, he
And then
almost
you did all
died.
that. Wow. What was this guy's name again?
Loco Pelon.
Loco
Dave
Pelon.
McNutt.
Dave McNutt.
Dave McNutt, Loco Pelon. The original,
Wow.
original top dog singer of Pissing Radio.
Wow. I never even knew about him. Wow.
What?
I know, I didn't.
Dude, I just fucking put some digitized fucking music.
I just told him.
Where can fans find that, Eddie? I mean, seriously, if fans want to hear that
You're gonna
shit.
get it
Nowhere.
Nowhere, okay.
You're gonna get it first.
Okay, I'm going to get it first. I'll share with all my people out there who are watching and supporting Rob's MetalWorks. And guys, as we end out, not to end out on a sour note, really to end out on a really positive note, because we all love this man. But last year we lost Vinnie Paul, and I know how close you guys were to him. What did this passing kind of mean to you? How do you kind of like absorb that? Because I remember when I first heard about it too, I was shaken. I was shaken about it because he's when people pass, you think, oh, they're sick or blah blah. But when somebody passes abruptly, it's kind of scary because you're like, oh man, I never saw this coming. And I know you guys were close friends with Vinnie Paul and Texas Metal and all of that. And I know that he was a big supporter of the Pissing Razors early in the career. And you guys were always at Pantera shows. So you had a close relationship with him. How did that affect you? I mean, what did you think about that when you heard about his passing?
Well, obviously, devastating.
Were you shocked by it, or did you say like?
No,
I've kind of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I've kind of felt personally. Whatever physically the doctor said Vinnie Paul died of. I posted on my socials that I said Vinnie Paul died of a broken heart, and the broken heart was that Dime had died. Yeah, that was my take on it.
I think he'd been suffering from that as well. That dude was. I wasn't as close to Vinny as I was to Dime per se, but Vinny was much more quieter, much more to himself. He wouldn't expose himself to just anybody, and
Yeah, he was very like picky about who was gonna hang out.
yeah,
with.
for sure. And man, it's a tough one, maybe because I'm such a huge fan of him and his brothers playing. I mean,
Oh,
whether it's
man,
guitar,
of course.
drums, or whether they're doing Damage Plan or Pantera, it doesn't matter, dude. I mean, they're just fucking.
They're a staple of fucking metal. You
Yeah.
know?
They are Texas metal.
You know?
Yeah.
And a long time ago, I think we were asked. We were asked about what was our biggest regret if we ever had a collaboration with anybody, and I would tell you that our biggest regret would be not being able to jam with those guys, because I can guarantee you that if they were here today, Eulogy Death March, they would have had at least
Oh, fuck
at
yeah.
least a little part.
They would be on it.
You know,
for sure.
I guarantee you, Dime would have thrown a solo.
A solo.
Vinny would have definitely got on there and jammed with Ed on a combo of some drum rolls or something. So, I mean, the love of that, I mean, that's magical,
Sure.
you know. But, you know, going on top of losing,
Respect.
you know, yeah. But going on top of losing people, I mean, we do have to, you know, go above and beyond and mention a few people. You know, we lost Big Ben, our major,
Yes, yes, yes,
staple,
yes. Oh,
our
man.
major staple of
What a
sound
beautiful
man.
person he was. I remember
Our
Ben.
sound man extraordinaire.
Yep.
He was our king. We've had, and we still do have, some people that take care of us. Thank God for that. You
And
know.
then, of course, you know, Danny Diggler.
Yeah, and then
I have not
Danny
forgotten about
Diggler.
Danny Diggler.
Yeah,
Fucking
and then-
all
and
these
then
years later.
We have Eric
I have
Estrada.
pictures of him.
Then we got Eric Estrada, you know, Bates, our longtime
Bates,
friend as
yeah.
well.
Fucking Bates,
So we
man.
lost some peeps and made this record a little bit more powerful. But again, you know, it wasn't meant that way, but
Turned out.
it turned out that way. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So going back to that, yeah, you know, we lost some peeps, but you know what? Yes, that collaboration that we missed on, yeah, that was a tough one. We could have done it with those two cats.
Oh, man.
You know, for sure.
They would have surely done
We
it.
love all you truckers. I know you're looking down. We had some messages today. Our first fuel day today was 333, and then we had
We've seen
you know,
threes all.
Oh,
and then
God.
then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had mile marker
All day.
333 today. So you know what, Diamond Vinny, thank God you're looking down on
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
We're here today in Texas, San Antonio with Rob. Thank you very much, my brother. I love you, man. Animal. Say something.
Animal, come in here, man. Say something.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm just gonna say, you can ask Animal. No matter where we go, we find dimes, dude. Everywhere.
No way.
Everywhere.
No way.
And we could, yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
You know,
People look at us, you don't understand. we
You
love this
walk
deal.
into the venue, walk by a table of chairs
Tell 'em.
2 or 3 times, you see nothing, and then all of a sudden you turn around and there it is. And you walk through that 3 or 4 times already that day, and there wasn't there, and then all of a sudden, there it is.
there it is.
I think it actually happened with our sound guy, Chris.
Yeah,
You remember
Fuck.
we were at a truck stop, and we were talking this story, and we were telling them how we
Uh-huh.
find dimes everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And we pulled in to get gas. We opened the van doors, and there's a dime as we walk out
Oh,
to the pump.
man.
Remember that shit? And Chris was
Wow.
like, "Holy crap, yeah!"
One of the things that you know, as we close out, that you know, I didn't mean to end that on a sad note. You know, losing people in our lives is tough, but I think that the good part is the part that should resonate with us, because we're still alive, is that we should cherish our family and friends, and that we should relish in the life, in the good and the bad of the life that we still live every day. You know, it's challenging to raise kids. It's challenging to pay the bills. It's challenging to, you know, maintain good relationships with friends. And but the thing is, we want to, you know, live. We want to be happy and just live. When you think about now, you know, you guys, you know, obviously I met you 23 years ago. We were all younger guys, you know. And when you got here, I was telling Eddie, I was like, oh, man, my shoulder's fucked up. Oh, man, I'm going to the doctor for this. I'm going to the doctor for this. You know, we're getting older guys. You know, we're older people now. And we have to work at, you know, being healthy, you know, and you know, wanting to continue to persevere in this life. even now, as crazy as it is, with so much going on politically, militarily, economically, environmentally in our world, it's crazy. Do you ever think about your own mortality? And when you think about what's important in your life at this point, what do you think about?
Day to day? Like they say, cliche, another day above ground is better than not. So yeah, you strive every day to succeed in whatever it is, whether it be personally, emotionally, physically. Physically is powerful because you can't do it, if you can't work. I mean, I struggled with it because, for midway through the making of the record, I had some back problems and I had to,
yeah.
I couldn't do anything.
Fuck yeah.
I couldn't do shit.
hear you,
so
yeah.
I mean, I thank God these guys backed me up and they were like cool. They were behind me. I took some time off, got it done, ready to roll.
Sure.
Again, the emotional factor. You have to be with the right people at the right time. To move, to be able to say, hey, I got your back, kind of thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So those things matter. So yes, at this point in our age, we're probably in damage control. Because we can't make up for shit we fucked up last time or the day before. It's again going back to the Pantera guys. Yesterday don't mean shit. Fix it today. Move on from today.
Sure.
Go on to from another day. Let's progress. It's progress and in a positive way, but powerful.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it with that. Thank you, Rob, for always being the man to bring out the craziness from Pissing Razors.
The secrets.
I know all the secrets. That's why I bring it out.
Not really.
I know all some of them.
No,
okay.
No, you don't. It's it, bro.
Number 3.
You heard a little bit. You heard a little bit of stuff, but not really.
Okay.
But
We'll get it off camera.
hey, but we have a lifetime together, so
For sure. I hope so.
that's why we do what we do
I hope so.
to progress and make it another show. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you've always been our guy.
Yeah.
We love you, man.
I love
Thank you
you
very
guys.
much for having us, brother.
Okay. Gio, any last words, Gio, you want to share with people?
Same as Joe, man. Thank you, Rob, for having us. Your hospitality is fucking magical, dude.
Oh God, you brought the bottle of vodka.
Oh,
not me.
we need to pour one in a minute.
Oh God. Oh God. I'm not gonna go to bed tonight. I'm passing out for sure. That's how I roll with the
Take
razors.
a look how Rob looks now. Tomorrow
Exactly.
he'll look a little different.
Exactly.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, you're welcome, my friend. It's great to Gio. You're so cool, man. You're so fucking cool, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You're so cool. Eddie, any last words?
In and out.
Oh my God. Shalom. Shalom. Everyone. Oh God, I know. You said a lot, Eddie, tonight, and I appreciate that. I know sometimes you're not the most talkative guy, but I really appreciate you sharing all that you did this evening. We got it all on camera, and I might release it in different parts tonight. I'm gonna look at this video.
Just don't tell my PO.
Oh God, yeah, exactly. We're in El Paso tonight, right, Terry?
Absolutely.
We're in El Paso tonight.
We are.
Yeah. So everyone out there, remember the band, our staple, our brothers, the metal titans from West Texas metal. The Pissing Razors just released a brand new record. It is called Eulogy Death March. Go look for it right now. It is out on all music media outlets, right, guys? They can download it everywhere. Go get it right now. Fucking headbang. It is the epitome of Texas metal. You saw the band only right here on Rob's